Guten Abend, Nadine.
Guten Abend, Maike.
Different format for this ERC release for, obvious reason, Nadine. Soul. And Soul ERC Records saw your unboxing video and thought, hey, come on, I need the help of the Soul Queen, Nadine, as you also have this wonderful edition in this, again, like the Bashti Vanyan, fantastic gatefold jacket. In German, we would say it's a Brett, right?
Absolutely. It's
That's
super
quite
thick
something.
cardboard, really super thick. I was really impressed by the thickness of the cardboard and the
Yes,
printing
and the
quality.
sturdiness. And yet again, a handmade jacket, perfect, beautiful jacket. But you know, let's talk about the record, the pressing, the music, and of course, give me your personal opinion, your impression of this release. Yeah, they opened up yet again, coming from classical and jazz. They have put out the Vashti Banyan. They now did the Doors, and now a funk and soul record. Any idea why they choose this one? What's your thought about it? What's your thought about the title?
This is a special record in many ways. So Gil Scot-Heron was one of the founding members of rap, of hip hop. He influenced many, many people. And also the one of the leading tracks of this album is, of course, the Revolution Won't Be Televised.
Unbelievable song. That's also the first song of the record.
Yes.
And when I listened to, I didn't know all of didn't know that
Yeah.
stuff, and I listened and said, "This is hip hop. This is unbelievable. What is he doing?"
Exactly. But it's not the first time this one was recorded. So he did in 1970 a record. So he actually started out with poems, and he had in the background people playing conga to the poems he were talking. And in 1970, the Flying Dutchman label also recorded one album with him, which was called Small Talk. And there he had also this version of The Revolution Won't Be Televised. And with this record, he teamed up with Brian Jackson, and they did a version with jazz musicians in it. And the great benefit of Gil is also that next to the thing that he can rap, is that he can sing.
Yeah.
So
which we
usually,
later hear on the record. Yeah, you're absolutely right. But this opener is an unbelievable track, and like it is in a good tradition here on this channel, the mastering quality, the presentation, the sound of it is so much punch, so gritty, so like an original. It has this unbelievable freshness, which totally surprised me. The freshness of this pressing was, in my opinion, amazing and astonishing.
it could have been recorded today.
Well.
Yeah.
Come again, please.
It could have been recorded today. That's
Exactly.
how new this thing sounds. And honestly, this usually I clean the records before I play them. And this time I looked at it, was super clean. I played it instantly. There was no click, no pop, no absolutely nothing. And it sounded like I was sitting there and oh my God. And I also played the record when the guy came up to build the shelves, and he was like, what kind of pressing is this? I've never heard this before. And so I told him about ERC, and he went nuts about the sound. The sound stage is great.
Now that you're saying it, Nadine, your background. Ooh, damn it. Look at this. Sorry, I didn't realize it because I was so nervous that I'm doing a video with you. Wow, that looks amazing. Looks amazing, beautiful. Wall
yeah,
of
now my wall of sound.
Yeah, exactly. Your private personal wall of sound. Okay, sorry, back to the topic. So that, and you know, for me, as someone who is not that deep into soul, of course, I immediately compare it to what's going on.
Mm.
And I really prefer this record over what's going on because it has a roughness, a grittiness, and a punch, and it's not that sweet. I think both are very political, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the lyrics. But here, the music, the anger, there's a lot of anger, not in a negative way in this record, but it goes along better in a way.
Well, yeah, it has its edges and it's raw.
Mm,
And what's
mm,
going on is like a real soul album. It's like
mm.
really soul where sing. Marvin Gaye also sings Flying High in the Friendly Sky, which is about drugs. But Gil, if you also hear some other works from him where he's really saying the N-word and he's saying like taking drugs and all of this, and he had an addiction himself. So the
Okay.
standout track actually on this album is Home is Where the Hatred Is. This is an absolutely standout track because it was not his version that got famous. It's the version, hold on, it's the version by Esther Phillips. It's not on this album, but Esther Phillips sang this, and she was nominated for Grammy for her version of this song, but lost it to Aretha Franklin. And Aretha Franklin said, actually, this Grammy belongs to Esther. So this is a really deep tune about addiction and about what you're suffering when you have this addiction.
So now we are talking ERC here. We are again talking about a release that has been sold out probably within a few minutes. What made you jump on this? Of course, you love soul music, but you have some soul records. Is this, when it comes to fans of soul music, of original pressings, such a hard to get record as an original, or why did you jump at it due to the high price?
It's not my first ERC. I have another one, Ravel, a concert for the left-handed. I was listening this with my father, and I was so knocked off by the sheer quality of what you get for that money. And when I saw this release, I saw the soul release. For me, this is you can never replace the original, but for me, this is a special edition. Which, if I miss it, I won't getting it, or I have to pay the triple. I've seen this on Discogs for $1,000. If you want a mint copy, it's $1,000 of ERC.
But there are quite some pressings, by the way, listed. Some promo pressings, then the different pressing plans. In 71, it's also quite complicated, and most of them has no copy for sale, right?
Exactly. Exactly. I've seen when I was in the Netherlands for the Making Vinyl Festival an original copy for, I think, 120 euros, but it was totally beaten up.
Okay.
Because these were the kind of records you took on parties with you when you socialized a lot. So finding these in good condition is very, very difficult. So for me, this was an opportunity to get the best possible sounding version, because I love the mastering of it, how they do that, and the whole package is, in my opinion, worth the price.
Like always, when it comes to the ERC, either you love it or you hate it. Although I have to say, the people who has those love it, and the people that don't sometimes hate it. Strange combination, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, so you're happy with it, as if I understand you correctly, and we did some discussion already on several streams and on private. It's about time that we see more soul and funk and disco on at this kind of audiophile releases, and I think this is again a sign that we will, and what's your take on it? And I think that the reissue labels will jump more and more onto this bandwagon too.
Absolutely, because the thing is, when I started my YouTube channel, I think 2 years ago, and when I showed some records and said, okay, this is a 10 euro record or a 20 euro record, I now get messages from people saying, no, it's an 80 or 90 euro record. That was not correct what you said. And I said, okay, this video is 2 years old. So I was in my soul bubble where I could still get great records for a very affordable price. And this also changed. And there are so many titles out there which should get reissue. Had never been reissued. So this is a lot. And so Vinyl Me Please is doing a little bit. Rhino is doing a little bit, but there are still so many titles, wonderful titles out there, which are not getting a reissue. Or if the reissue was there, the reissue now is super expensive because it's also like a couple of years old.
And what's also very interesting to see is that when, for example, the ERC, when they goes a little bit out there, the Terry Collier, the Bashti Vanyan, now this one, those are the most sought after, is my impression, where the people talk about the most. Suddenly, all of a sudden, not the Miles Davis, the Quiet Kenny, or of course also, but not as much as these titles where I would have said, oh, they are quite out there. Wow, that's amazing. But people really jump on those, at least when it comes to the scale of the numbers of the ERC. And I think they are on a very, very interesting and adventurous track here. And I personally hope that they stay on this track and also looks a little bit left and right from the mainstream. Yeah.
I hope so, because they see it, if it wasn't sold out, because I was very fast. I saw the announcement and I really couldn't believe it that they are doing it. So I went on the website. I thought it was my kind of mistake, and I immediately jumped on that chance, because getting this in this whole package, and you're getting the whole experience. So when I got the package for me, open this up, and then you have this rice paper.
Exactly, the beautiful paper. Yeah.
Well, it was a kind of little celebration. I always have a glass of wine with me, which you can see it's out of the picture, to celebrate. So this is the whole package, and you get a tremendously great sounding record.
This is a standout also for the ERC. This is one of the best sounding ERC records I've heard so far. This is, I was, wow, amazing, really amazing. From the first to the last part of the record, last song of the record, it's a 10. It's a 10, and for me, in any regard. And let's see what they have up on their sleeves. But now, before we close this, since when do you have this shelf? Now, is this from the company you have visited in the Netherlands?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, I couldn't get my mind off this shelf, and so I ordered one, and now I see, this is actually the first time I've seen myself on video. I need more on the sides, because now there is empty. There's a shelf, and there's a shelf as well, but now I need more of these.
You never can have empty space on the background of your video, right?
Never.
Never, ever. No, but really, it looks amazing. You can see the jackets. You can see it really, really well. Love it.
And it's a nice mixture. I have Barry White, I have Billie Holiday, some Elvis.
And you probably can change it whenever you want, right?
Exactly. In whatever mood I am, I can change that. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Beautiful. Nadine, thank you for helping me through this video.
You're more than welcome.
As I'm still COVID positive, I really could use and loved your input, because my brain is not working as intended, at least for now. So thanks for helping me out.
You're more than welcome.
And go.
I can only recommend, if you see records from Gil and you're into rap and hip hop, and also the starting process of this, go and get it. He had a song Johannesburg in the mid-70s, which was great. B-Movie, which was a kind of controversy with Reagan. So grab his records. You won't be disappointed with any of his releases. This is a great
musically, I was totally positively surprised, as it lacks this sweetness, which I'm not always into.
Yeah, Gil has no sweetness at that point.
He has a little sweetness, of course, but not too much.
Not too much.
Not
Okay.
deep. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.